Pipe Network presents.
Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the LTG Show Podcast.
For the latest news sa pop culture at social media bardagulan, samahan nyo kami. Ako si Marga.
Ako naman si Bullet sa pinakamasayang comedy current affairs podcast sa balat ng Spotify, Apple Podcast at Google Podcasts.
Mad in Manila. Oh,
O, dalawang chismosa na lang, lalarga na!
Ay, manong kami!
Mainit na diskusyonan,
Masarap na kwentuhan
malinamnam na usapan,
at nakakagising na balitaktakan.
parang kape lang. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Weya Angeline
Join us in our conversations at Coffee na Lang Dear Podcast.
Woo! Let's do this! Welcome to your unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. And this is the LTG Show Podcast. Wow, putang ina. At nanibago ako dito. Seriously, nanibago ako dito. Kasi, it's been a long time na hindi ko ginamit yung B8 ko sa buong episode. As in, buong episode, I don't use my B8 na. Kasi, mas gusto ko mas raw. Mas raw na yung mga episodes ko, which is mas effective siya most of the time. But today, babalik natin yung format na medyo na-miss ko. Deta. So, seriously guys, I wanna say thank you for everyone who is supporting this podcast. Kahit medyo di tayo masyadong dinadalaw ng mga listeners. Joke lang. Pero ewan ko, may nababasa ako that we're still the number 2 wrestling podcast here in the Philippines, which is weird. Ayoko mag-self-proclaim, but well, I'm not surprised. Gago. Ayoko mag-proclaim ha. Wala akong pakialam sa mga rank na yan. May nababasa kasi ako na ako namang source yan na ako daw yung number 2. It sounds stupid to me na kinukumpara ako sa ibang pod. Because obviously, iba yung approach ko. Iba yung approach nung sino man yung number 1 na tinutukoy nila. Pero wala akong pake. Ang iniisip ko lang, as long as we can give people ng ideas on how they can watch wrestling nowadays, or every week we can give wrestling news, yun na yun. Masaya na ako doon. And sa tingin ko, nagagawa naman natin yun, di ba? Yeah. So, wala na akong pakialam sa mga shit. Ito. So, seriously, just for the formality for tonight's episode, today is episode number 49, still on the road to 100 episodes for the formal episodes. And also, still road to first anniversary of this show. Akalain niyo yun, saan taon na tong putang inang podcast na to. And sa maniwala kayo sa hindi, wow, may anniversary show pala tayo. Hindi rin ako makapaniwala. Seryoso guys, sorry sa mga nasayan lang talaga ako dito sa beat ko. Kung di kayo nasanay sa format ko na to, well, sorry. Lumanap kayo na ibang podcast. Joke lang. Ayoko taboy kayo. Basta, as long as you're here in the pod, I appreciate your shit. And, madami na akong sinasabi sa intro ko. So, for tonight's podcast, I'm going to talk about everything that we got from last week. And this week, of course. So, we got the Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. And then we got the Wrestling Don Taco in the bit. So Jay White won the Never Open Weight title against Hiroshi Tanahashi. And then, yung iba pang news from New Japan since may nag-positive daw sa COVID on their side. And then, Blood and Guts na nangyari kahapon. If you're listening to this podcast on Friday, kahapon. So, kahapon. And regardless on what the hell or what's going on here in professional wrestling, yeah, yun. And basically, Raw, NXT, Dynamite review na sobrang raw. I'm not going to, ito from now on I'm not going to give my shadow reviews kasi medyo ang babaw, ewan ko, parang nababawan ako sa mga reviews ko lately sa mga podcast episodes natin. Nababawan ako lately kasi I don't want to waste my shit on watching Raw, watching SmackDown, or watching Raw lang. Watching Raw sounds ridiculous for me. And yung 3 hours na yun, hindi ko nasasayangin. Seryoso Ayokong sayangin yung 3 hours ko just watching that Raw, especially this for the past 4 weeks since WrestleMania. I don't think kakayanin ng sikmura ko yun. Seryoso ako, di ko masisikmura yung 4 episodes na yun ng Raw. Pinreview ko lang talaga siya just for the formality of the pod noong mga araw na yon. So, yeah. I'm going to start this episode with the Blood and Guts. So, yun ang recent na nangyari sa lahat ng episode. Sa lahat ng pag-uusapan natin sa episode na to. So, Blood and Guts, ang napanood ko lang is the main event. So, ito lang yung main attraction noong show na to. So, that's a Blood and Guts match. Inner Circle versus Pinnacle. Walang stakes. So, yeah. Ito, I'm going to start by comparing it to some War Games matches na napanood ko in the past memory na matatandaan ko. So, War Games of WCW was okay, not bad. Ayoko mag-bias dito pero yung mga War Games kasi in the past was ridiculous to watch. Especially yung parang building, parang pyramid na War Games. Ewan ko, tama ba yung term ko on that? Just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Hindi ko sure kung War Games ba yun. Basta, it sounds ridiculous to me. And then, yung NXT War Games, some okay, some good, some meh, okay. And then, ito ngayong, meron pa palang isa. So, sa MLW, we got MLW. Isang War Games pala, magkaka-War Games din sila anytime soon. Ewan ko lang kung kailan yung date. And then, ano pa? Ito nga, sa Dynamite. So, ito yung Blood and Guts sa AEW. So, we're going to highlight this Blood and Guts match. So, bago tayo magkalimutan, i-rate din natin tong match na to. So, parang pay-per-view worthy kasi tong match na to. And may i-rate pa tayong ibang matches from Rebellion and that SmackDown Women's Championship, SmackDown Universal Championship match. Later na yan, bago tayo mag-close dito sa show na to this week. So, yeah. let's start with the Blood and Guts. Sa Blood and Guts na to, actually, I love the idea na di sila gumamit ng cages na kung saan doon lang naka-intact yung dalawang teams. Tuwan-tuwa ako doon na hindi nila ginawa yon sa Blood and Guts. Sobrang natuwa ako doon. Pero medyo na turn off ako sa Blood and Guts na to. Mamaya ko na i-explain kung bakit. Doon muna tayo sa match itself. So, the match itself, ito na yung pinaka-brutal na war games na napanood ko so far. I guess hindi pa masyado nakakapanood ng war games sa network. But tingin ko ito na yung pinaka-brutal sa napanood ko in the recent memory na natatandaan ko. Nakakapanood ako ng ilang war games sa WCW sa network, but parang hindi ko siya masikmura. And parang ang weird ng feeling ko after I watched that shit. Ewan ko, ba't nangyayari sa akin yun? Siguro, hindi lang ako sanay on watching those crap for now. But 2017, 18, 19, 20 war games matches ng NXT, definitely, ito yung nag-turn on sa akin on watching those war games matches. But, on this year's Blood and Guts, it's either okay, at least nakabawi sila. Ganun yung naisip ko. And then, yung good, ganun yung naghahati-hating reaction sa akin about this Blood and Guts match. So, I want to give AEW props kasi sa tingin ko, ginawa nilang mas brutal talaga tong War Games match na to. Or Blood and Guts in their case. Para sa akin, ito yung best War Games in recent memory in terms of the match alone. I'm not going to talk about storylines kasi medyo different na yun. Different story na yun for me. And if parang ipagkukumpara kasi natin yung War Games storylines ng NXT and itong sa Dynamite, medyo mahirap ikumpara. Especially the 2017, 18, tsaka yung War Games ngayon sa Dynamite. Ang hirap ikumpara. And then, balik tayo sa kwento. Parang bell to bell, itong War Games match na to sa Dynamite or Blood and Guts. Parang sobrang brutal niya. Parang yung mga bata talaga, hindi talaga para sa kanila tong match na to. Yung dugo-dugo sa muka, sobrang brutal ng laban na to. I want to give props to MJF and also to sino pa ba? Si Sammy Guevara. Sobrang solid ng spots nila dito sa halos buong Blood and Guts match na to. Pero doon tayo sa negatives. May negative kasi ako na-obserbahan dito. I thought in a bit that itong special na to ng Dynamite is a commercial-free Dynamite episode. Pero hindi pala. Hindi pala siya yung kagaya ng sa ibang Dynamite episodes na commercial-free yung main event. So, syempre, we got 3 picture-in-picture breaks. Medyo na-turn off ako dun sa War Games matches. Kasi halos hindi natin makita kung yung mga highlight ng match. And instead, minamention na lang siya ng commentary, which is medyo naaanoy din ako sa commentary team ng AEW. Especially Jim Ross, no disrespect, but naaanoy ako sa kanya. But, eto, swerte nyo naman if naka-Fight TV kayo eh. Kasi sa Fight TV, you can watch Dynamite free tuloy. You can watch Dynamite ad-free. So, walang commercials from TNT. Tsaka yung feed nila doon, I think is different kumpara sa TNT feed ng Dynamite. Pero, balik tayo, Adam. So, parang nakikita natin talaga dito on this one kung gaano ka-brutal si Wardlow. So, I want to give Wardlow props as well. Na parang pinakita nila kung gaano ka-brutal dito si Wardlow, which is pretty good for me. In my opinion. Pero, balik tayo. Si MJF naman, kaya ko siya na-mention din kanina. Sobrang solid niya on this one. From acting like a jerk, from acting like a motherfucker. Kahit ako na-hook din ako doon sa heel run niya right now as the ultimate jerk in AEW. And sobrang solid nung run niya so far on that time. Sobrang solid nito. And syempre, from bell to bell, I'm not going to spoil all of you guys, but si MJF, si Sammy Guevara, yung nagdala talaga ng laban na to. Yung ending, yung fall ni Chris Jericho from the top of that cage, medyo hindi ako nag-expect masyado na mangyayari yon. I thought in a bit niya, akala ko walang escape dito sa War Games na to. But nagkamali pala ako. I think the escape is applied sa WWE format. Kaya nasanay ako na walang escape dito. Ay nako. Pero balik tayo. I realized na ang Blood and Guts is walang escape, and the only way to win, walang escape tuloy. Pwedeng mag-escape, but the only way to win is by surrender or submission. Akala ko nga matatapos na sa taas ng cage MJ ni Jericho yung match. Pero hindi eh. Iba yung nangyari, ibang twist yung nangyari. Parang itutulak ni Jericho, ni MJF's Jericho from the top to the stage, which is ginawa niya pa din. And I think yun ang nag-cement ng panalo nitong Pinnacle team na to, which is pretty good for me. And yung balik nga tayo, yung pag-akyat ni Jericho sa cage, yung madami ditong hindi napakita sa TNT feed ng Dynamite. Medyo na-turn off talaga ako while I'm watching it. Kaya ayun. Hindi na ako magugulat na medyo mababa yung rating ko dito mamaya. Pero but yeah, si Jericho naman, in the other hand, I want to give him a props pa din. Kahit sabihin ng ibang fans na yung fall dito ni Jericho is safe yung fall niya, unlike kay Matt Hardy last August sa All Out. Ito sobrang parang sa sobrang safe noong fall niya, meron daw particle board tsaka yung crash pad, which is parang safe na safe pa rin si Jericho. Pero sablay lang yung camera angles as usual. Sobrang sablay talaga nowadays yung mga camera angles ng AEW. Which is medyo nata-turn off din ako. And yung nawiwirduhan din ako on how the ending, yung part ni Sammy Guevara na he quit in behalf of Jericho. I understand the best friend sila and he is the mentor. But sobrang I want to watch this match once again. Sobrang solid eh. Sobrang solid, but however, may cons pa din, syempre. Sobrang dami pa rin con nitong episode na to, itong match na to in general. And yung kay Jericho naman, I would love to see that shit anytime soon again. Basta, yun na yan nakikita natin. Pero mas marami naman positive because Sa tingin ko, better na to kasi sa mga product ng NXT in terms of the match. Match, ano ba tawag dito? Environment. Mas maganda dito sa Blood and Guts. But the match itself, I'm not going to compare it to NXT anymore. Pero ako, however, nag-expect ako ng classic. So, ang sasabihin ko lang, classic, but hindi siya yung nakikita ng expectations ko on that matter. So, yeah, yun lang. Let's move on to other highlights of this week's Dynamite. So, we got a AEW Championship match now announced for Double or Nothing. So, it's gonna be Kenny Omega versus top 1 and top 2 Pac and Orange Cassidy, with the winner will face Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing for the AEW Championship. And then si Miro also, naalala ko dahil si Miro, he challenged Darby Allin for the TNT title. Yeah, so I love those segments though. Parang sobrang dominant dito ni Miro. Sana hindi nila sirain. And also, hinipe na rin nila yung match na Jon Moxley, which is the Moxley versus Nagata for the IWGP United States title. And then, also, meron din tayong announcements pa for Double or Nothing. So, in-announce na rin nila yung Shida versus Britt Baker finally. Haha. Sana naman madrop na yung title, for God's sake. That's it. That's it for my AEW Dynamite review. Umaasa na lang ako na matapos na yung shit dito ni Cody. Sana lang matapos na. Yun. So, let's start. Yun na yung review ko. Mamaya ko na ibibigay yung final thoughts ko for that episode and for that match. So, let's start the episode of Raw. Medyo mahaba yung sa Dynamite ko. First time ko mag-review ng Dynamite, sobrang haba, which is 20 minutes. Sorry guys. So AJ and Omos is back. We got a title match. Okay. And then also we got a return match between Charlotte and Dana Brooke. And also medyo nagkaroon tayo ng confusions and shit. Mamaya natin i-explain. So Charlotte inserted herself once again in a title match, which is funny and ridiculous and bullshit in my opinion. Sorry guys, I need to make myself arrogant for this thing, but in terms of the gimmick, I love this fucking Charlotte right now. But in general naman, parang ba't ganito yung ba't ganito yung direction ni Charlotte on this one? Parang ang weird eh. Sa una ang weird. Pero if you're going to watch her matches pa, ma-appreciate mo na lang yung kung ano yung pinaggagawa niya on that ring. Pero balik tayo ulit. In-announce na nila yung match, yung triple threat. So, that's Sonya. So, yun nga, nag-propose si Charlotte. She inserted herself in a title match versus the champion Rhea Ripley and Asuka. And bullshit. In storyline, that's good. But yung general term, okay. Another Charlotte win. I hope that Rhea will retain. Talaga. Rhea will retain. And may sense talaga sa character. May sense to sa character Charlotte ngayon. But sobrang predictable. I'm not saying it's bad. But sobrang predictable lang. Pero ako, sabihin ko sa inyo, yung kay Charlotte na to, may progress na yung story nila, which is I love. Parang nagpa-progress na yung storyline nila. Okay. So, ganun yung tingin ko. At least we got a storyline na nagpro-progress na tong kay Charlotte thing na to kahit ayaw ko kay Charlotte talaga. Okay. So, ulitin natin. Balik tayo. Yung, may iba pa akong naiisip eh. So, we almost forgot. Akala nyo hindi ko makakalimutan? Nek-nek nyo. To, okay. Iba Marie is back. Iba Marie is back. Give me a break. Seriously, give me a break. Jesus Christ. They dropped Iconics just for this shit. Wait lang. Seriously, they're going to drop Iconics just for this fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Hindi ko mapigil ang sarili ko on my first impressions while I watched this shit. Sobrang naiiyak ako kakatawa about that. I know, Eva Marie, she improved, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about you, motherfucking fans. But in the end of the day, Eva Marie is still Eva Marie. That's a fact. Motherfuckers. So, yeah. We got the worst women's tag titles match ever and hindi na siya deserve pag-usapan pa. And also we got a Braun versus Strowman match. Braun versus Lashley match. Non-title, of course, non-title. Maganda tong laban, but medyo predictable lang yung pagpasok ni Braun. I don't know why. And lagi na lang ginagawa to. I don't know. Sobrang instant na lang lagi na pinapasok nila si McIntyre just to make this thing unpredictable. Pero, eto, sabihin ko sa inyo itong episode ng Raw na to was an improvement. Improvement from the past 3-4 weeks of Raw. Pero the biggest turn off of this thing is simply Eva Marie. Yun lang yung summary ko. So, let's move on to SmackDown since we got one of the most important things pa sa SmackDown. So, let's talk about the main event itself. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. So, ito, I'm going to do a commentary on this once again na mahaba. So, ang haba ng hype nito I don't know Sobrang almost 9 a.m. Manila time main event na agad, which is bihirang-bihira sa isang WWE programming. Sobrang bihira talaga. Ito. So, pagtutuloy natin yung pag-uusapan natin So, let's talk about Roman first. Meron na siyang bagong theme song. Supposedly, dapat gagawan ko talaga siya ng ATT episode. But, yeah. Gagawan ko siya ng ATT episode. But, I'm going to give my first impressions na. So, that song is impressive. Sobrang bagay sa character niya right now. I love that shit. And the win ni Roman on this one is pretty deserved for sure. And parang nakikita ko na lang dito is if Roman doesn't beat Bryan clean, parang sinabi na lang din natin na dapat si Edge na lang yung nanalo sa Mania. Ganun lang yung naiisip ko on the time that they built this rematch from that WrestleMania. So, ito. Tuloy tayo. The match in general, medyo mahaba itong match na to. So, we got halos 40 minutes of TV time on this. So, ito. I love how they executed this whole match in general. In general talaga, I love this thing. And then, dagdag na rin natin yung the way he retained the title. How Roman retained the title is superb. Sobrang superb nun. And I'm going to make sure you guys na di nyo mareregret tong run na to ni Roman right now. Marami kasi nagre-regret and nagdodoubt kay Roman na matatalo siya dito kay Bryan. I don't think na matatalo siya kay Bryan. I don't think matatalo ni Bryan si Roman. Lalo't siya na yung number 1 kasi sa E right now. So, that's a shallow take from me. De, joke lang. So, after naman ng match, lumabas si Cesaro to make the save on the fallen Daniel Bryan. And ito na yung teaser nila, I think, for the next feud of Cesaro and for the next contender for the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So, we got that thing between Roman and Cesaro. So, yeah. Yun. We got the thing. One of the best matches indeed on this year. And for God's sake, it makes sense talaga at all. So, number 1, bakit siya may sense? Roman Reigns is the top contender in the WWE right now. So, may sense talaga yon. Para sa akin para sa akin. May sense yon. Number 2, si Daniel Bryan. Parang pinuput over niya na rin yung character dito ni Reigns, which is pretty good. Kaya ginawa niya to. And he wants to wrestle outside of Eden. Intention na yun since WrestleMania na in-announce niya, I don't know anong platform yun. But he wants to wrestle outside of E. Ilang naririnig natin sa mga dirt shit. Pero if you're going to ask me kung saan ko gusto lumaban si Bryan, personally gusto ko it's either New Japan or Ring of Honor, not AEW. Kasi sobrang stuck na ng AEW. I don't think makakasabay pa si Bryan. And sabihin ko sa inyo, itong win na to ni Roman, dagdag na rin natin. Dagdag na natin, itong match na to ni Roman is napakabihira. Ito yung isa sa mga clean wins nitong gimmick na to, Tribal Chief gimmick na to. Sobrang superb Sobrang superb nitong laban na to. And I love how they booked this thing from start to finish. And definitely one of the biggest matches of the year talaga. Itong naasahan natin from Bryan and Roman Reigns. And then, so let's move on to NXT bago tayo mag-wrap up. Kasi mahaba yung wrap up natin for this week. Ito. So, we got a new tag team champions in the women's division. So, the way is now your tag team champions. Once again, for the first time in their careers, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell is now your new women's tag team champions. Personally, di ko pa napapanood tong NXT na to, so pardon me for that. But, I'm going to give you some updates on the Twitter platform natin pag napanood ko na tong episode na to. So, I'm going to give you quick recap lang on what happened on NXT. So, also, we got Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Leon Ruff in a force count anywhere match. So may nag-involve doon sa match na to ni Swerve. So Swerve gets the win with the members of the Swerve Club, whatever it is, kung anong pangalan niya. Hindi ko pa napapanood to, but personally, gusto ko panoorin ulit to. Papanoorin ko to, definitely one of the reasons that I wanted to watch NXT pa. And then we got Ciampa and Thatcher back. And they get the win over GYB. And then si Cross, meron na siyang bagong challengers. Ang daming, sobrang impressed ako on this thing. Sobrang ganda ng napakita ko dito. So we got 3 new challengers for the NXT Championship. We got the former champion, Finn Balor. We got Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. And also we got Gargano. You can see a Gargano 2 belts. Possible. Pwede. Pwede. Tapos medyo nawi-weirduhan lang ako on this thing. Kasi si Gargano kasi meron pa siyang feud versus Bronson Reed. Pero sabihin natin messy, but okay. Makikita, maganda na, alam naman natin na maganda mag-story ang NXT. But yeah. Abangan na natin for the next few days. And then also we got the women's title match. Basically, women's tag title match. Yun, yung women's tag title match between The Way and Shotzi and Ember Moon. So, personally, di ko pa napanood tong match na to, but I'm going to rate this thing next week, however. So, may nababasa kasi ako, sobrang brutal ng laban, sobrang solid ng mga spots. And I hope na hindi kumapit kay Candice yung curse ni Gargano. Johnny Gargano. Umaasa ako na hindi kakapit kay Candice yon. And I don't think nakakapit sa kanya yun kasi wala namang ibang women's division. Wala namang ibang women sa women's division ng NXT. Yeah. Yung jinx na naman. So, yun. Basically, that's it for our NXT review. I'm going to give my rating on this match maybe next week pag napanood ko na. Ayaw ko kasi mag-rate pag di ko pa napanood. Medyo pakasabihin nyo shallow rating lang na napaka-random. Pero i-rate ko talaga siya next week for sure. That's the episode number 50. Sobrang historic itong episode na yan. So, abangan nyo na lang. So, we got the final take from this week's episode. So, we got the New Japan Wrestling Dontaku event in Japan. So, the headliner on that one is, I think, Jay White defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi to become your Never Openweight champion. So, si Jay White then, for the first time, he won the Never title. He got the heavyweight, the IC, and the US both. So, sumabay siya sa sa anniversary ng Bullet Club. So, medyo good shit moment yun for the whole BC in general. And I think first din yun sa New Japan I think first din yun sa New Japan na ganon. So, and then he challenged Jay White for he challenged kasi minamak niya si Kenny from that title collector thing ni Jay White. Plus may yun na yan. Plus may statement si New Japan na nirelease kahapon or noong nakaraang araw na meron pong 2 positive sa roster na magko-compete dapat sa Dontaku event. I'm not going to mention names pero big names to. Big names tong 2 to. And meron naman silang statement doon. Please read the statement na lang. I'm not sure what's the full statement kasi. Pero, okay na. Maayos na. Natuloy na yung day 2 nandun, Taku. So, maayos naman nila na-deliver yung stuff for that thing. So, yeah. Basically, that's it for this week's episode. So, it's time for me to rate the matches na na-miss ko from last week. So, let's start with the Rebellion matches. Konti lang. So, we got the X Division Championship Triple Threat match from Rebellion. I think I'm going to rate that thing 4 out of 5. Kasi na-miss ko yun. Ito yung pinaka-solid talaga sa buong Rebellion card. And then we get the Tyro versus Tyro na na-miss ko din from last week's podcast. I'm going to give it 3.75 over 5, which is medyo stale. Medyo stale kasi itong match na to. Hindi ko kung ikukumpara natin doon sa Triple Threat X Division Tyro match, better yan. And then yung SmackDown Universal Championship match between Roman and Daniel Bryan, I think ito ay 5 over 5 in general. And then finally, the Blood and Guts match between The Pinnacle and Chris Jericho's Inner Circle. I think it deserves ayoko mag-exceed talaga sa 5. Pero I think it should be 5 over 5. Yeah. Medyo konti lang yung flaws on that match, but may improve pa naman nila on their next shows maybe. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for this week's pod. So, additional sa lang, pag-usapan muna natin yung the week things ko. So, dami ko kasing things na naiwan sa podcast lagi. So, let's start with the Woman of the Week. So, our Woman of the Week is napaka-random ng call ko last week sa Woman of the Week. So, sobrang random, hindi ko na rin sure kung sino yung pinik ko for the Woman of the Week. I-verify ko lang muna para makasigurado ako. Sobrang weird Sobrang weird kasi nung pick ko yung sa recent episode na to sa latest feature natin. So, our Woman of the Week is si Meiko Satomura from NXT UK. If baka gusto niyo lang naman manood sa network, panoorin niyo yung match ni Nanay Meiko Satomura versus IF Bakery. Tama ba? Tama ba yung ko? Tama ba? Basta she had a match against a future women's champion in NXT UK, and yung match na yon sobrang solid, man. Watch it on the network or Peacock if you have Peacock, please. As soon as possible, watch that shit. As soon as possible. Again, our Woman of the Week number 14 is Meiko Satomura. And then our match of the week is obviously the SmackDown Universal Championship. Na-explain ko na naman sa show earlier. So, yeah. And then, yung main event naman natin, which is the Superstar of the Week, na-explain ko na din on this show. So, I don't think I need to explain it more pa here in the end of the podcast episode. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. Before we wrap up pa, bago tayo magpatuloy. So, syempre, tapos na yung Shopee and Lazada sales. Baka nakakalimot kayo. Pero sa Shopee, I think they're going to have the 6/15. So, that's the payday sale na gagawin na rin nila ng solid na hype. So, if you want to shop on Lazada and Shopee, please use my link. So, that's tinyurl.com/tmtgsp x Lazada PH2 or tmtgsp x Lazada PH2. Ulitin ko nga. So, that's TMTGSP X Shopee page 2 and yung isa ko pang link. So that's TMTGSP X Lazada page 2. So that's tinyurl.com/TMTGSP X Lazada page 2 and tinyurl.com/TMTGSP X Shopee page 2. And yung ibang, siyempre yung mga mabibili nyo, ma-add to cart nyo is makakatulong yan here in the podcast and Podmetrics as well. So, also, sa mga pwede na magpakasyon, please wag yung kakalimutan ang Lakas sa Bakanse in Batangas City. So, Lakas sa Bakanse is only 2 hours away from Manila unless may checkpoint pa sa Batangas. So, if gusto niyo ng vacation, syempre, wag niyong kakalimutan ang Lakas sa Bakanse. Visit pipenetwork.co/Lakas sa Bakanse for more details. And if you want to book on Lakas sa Bakanse, please use my code TMTGSP to get 300 pesos discount on your booking at Lakasa Bakanse. And then, also, before we conclude this thing, wala na akong sasabihin. So, and that's pretty much it on this week's episode. Follow the podcast on all of the social media platforms. So that's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the MTG Show Pod. Also, support all of the podcasts of Pipe Network. So, napakarami na namin sa Pipe Network. And yeah, yun. Dami na naming new and mga upcoming podcast dito po sa Pipe Network. So, please support all of the podcasts of Pipe Network. And visit pipenetwork.co for more Pipe Network programs and podcasts. And also, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Pipe Network. Also, listen to the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms and on the MTG Show Podcast app on the Google Play Store. New episodes every Friday and sometimes Monday, Manila time. And then, of course, may personal accounts at AG Penera. Yun, on Twitter and Instagram. Just for the follow lang. Then, ayan, so, bago tayo magkalimutan, syempre, pagod na rin ako mag-podcast. Baka pagod na rin kayo. Makinig sa iba pang mga podcast na alam niyo naman, nakakapagod. And pagod na rin kayo sa mga nangyayari sa bansa, lalo na sa Pilipinas ngayon. Sa mga nangyayari, sa mga napapanood natin sa balita, sa mga napapanood natin kung saan-saan platform. So, please support our friends from Pagodcast. Napakinggan ko yung first episode nila on Pagodcast. Please follow them. New episodes every Saturdays. Hindi ko po sila ka-network, but please listen to them. Ma-appreciate nyo. Kung gusto nyo ng podcast na parang pit lang, pakinggan nyo tong Pagodcast na to. Promise, hindi nyo mare-regret yung sinabi ko dito. So, please listen to it. Ma-appreciate nyo yung Pagodcast. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's episode. Stay safe, stay Russell. Wash your hands, register the boat. Stay safe, stay Russell. See you on the next podcast episode. Yeah, boy, we're out.